Well, hello there and welcome back to the channel. By popular request, today we're going to take a look at another one of my guitars out of my Guitar Arcade collection. This lovely guy right here. Indeed, today is finally the day we're going to chat about my Kramer Satchel Pro model. Alright, so for those of you who aren't super familiar with Satchel, he is the only guitar player, and incidentally, in his words, the best looking guitar player in Steel Panther. Steel Panther is kind of like an 80s style modern band. Bit of a comedy act as far as their lyrics go, but there's no denying that their playing is really good. They're definitely top tier musicians, and Satchel is no slouch. If you're into 80s style music, I highly recommend you check them out. Solos are wild, great stuff. Anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about my guitar. Okay, so here it is. This is the Satchel Pro model. This one is in this beautiful purple leopard finish, which is the rarer of the two finishes. There was another finish which was just kind of like a regular yellow leopard, but this is the quote-unquote more desirable one. These are discontinued. Satchel, of course, no longer is endorsed by Kramer. He now plays for Charvel and has some really nice pro model guitars with them. But this was the endorsement when he was still with them back in, I think, 2015, maybe a little bit earlier. If anybody knows for sure what dates these were manufactured, leave me a comment below. Anyway, so obviously I bought this thing used because you can't buy these new anymore. Kramer doesn't make them. I got lucky and bought this before they got really rare and really popular, so this was probably around 2017 or so. These have gone up in value quite a bit. I saw one on Reverb for I think $2,500, so yeah, if you find one of these for a good deal, grab one, although I don't think you're likely going to come across one for a reasonable price anymore. They're just too rare. I'm not 100% sure where this one's manufactured. I think during this time, Kramers were being made maybe in Korea. I know the new ones, for the most part, seem to all be made in Indonesia, but if anyone knows for sure, leave me a comment below. Okay, so let's talk about the body. So obviously this is based on the Kramer Pacer. You know, the famous Pacer from the early 80s, associated with a lot of really amazing shred gods around that time. This one obviously has the same kind of cut you'd expect on the back here for comfort. And, you know, the bevel here. It doesn't have any, you know, recessed heel joint here for easier access, but that's forgivable. I mean, it's a 22 fret guitar. You don't really need that anyway. As far as the material used on the body itself, I can't seem to find any specs on that. If anyone does know for sure, feel free to leave me a comment below. I'm thinking, just based on the weight, it's similar to my other Kramer Pacers, so it's probably maple. That would be my guess. Probably maple body. Anyway, as far as fit and finish goes on it, yeah, it's really nice. I mean, obviously you can see this has got the flashy purple leopard tiger thing. And obviously it's very eye-catchy. You don't want to be a very shy guitar player if you roll up and play a gig with this thing because, yeah, this is flamboyantly loud. But that's kind of the point, right? That's the fun. I mean, I bought this used, obviously, so there's, you know, a few little blemishes here and there and light scratches and things from use. And of course, I use this myself and I have gigged it, so it's definitely seen some miles. But yeah, no, the paint job looks excellent. It's definitely eye-catching, really, really pretty. Yeah, I can't really complain about it at all. I don't know which factory these are made in, but wherever these were being produced, the quality on them is quite nice for an import. So I will say that. While we're looking at the body, might as well chat about these pickups. So what we've got here are Seymour Duncans. We've got a JN in the neck and a JB in the bridge. And yeah, they sound pretty much just like any other, you know, JB JN combination. I think that's the same combo on my other Pacer. So I'll leave some links to that if you want to go and check out the sound. I'll do a couple little tone things with this at the end, but I'll probably just play mostly back here on the bridge. For control, all we have is this one volume, which I kind of like. That's pretty much, you know, the old school Van Halen way to do things, which is fantastic. I mean, honestly, most of the time, my tone is rolled all the way up anyway. Do I really care? No, I'm just going to hit the volume maybe for some swells, and that's that. It's not push-pull or pull-pull or whatever. So these do not split, these pickups, which is kind of a bummer. I mean, at the price point you think it would, but I mean, this is to Satchel's preferences, I suppose, and I guess he probably doesn't ever play like that. Simple switch here too, you know, just three-way switch, neck, middle, bridge. Straightforward, nothing fancy. As far as hardware goes, this comes with a Floyd Rose on it. I think this is a Floyd Rose original. Nice quality unit, excellent movement. This one, as you can see, has been decked. I bought it like this, and yeah, I'm probably going to leave it this way. I like it like that. Satchel plays this way with most of his guitars as well. As you can see, I've got a D tuner on it. I do a lot of stuff in drop D as well. So this kind of worked out for my purposes. The previous owner, I think, cut a piece of wood and, you know, inserted that in the back here to block it so it's dive only, which is fine. I like it. It sounds good. I won't change it. Most of my guitars end up this way anyway when they've got top-mounted Floyd Roses, so that's a bonus. The tuners are just regular non-branded tuners, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. They match, right? Everything's black hardware. It looks pretty good. I can't really complain. It's a locking trim, so once this is locked down anyway, the majority of your tuning is done with this really nice Floyd. So yeah, I got no problems with the hardware. Oh, speaking of hardware, one interesting thing, I don't know if the camera will pick this up. Right there. Satchel signature is on the neck plate, which is kind of cool. Nice little touch there from Kramer. And yeah, you also get some Allen keys. Now, if you're a Floyd player like me, this is always really handy to have because I don't know how many times I've been at a rehearsal or a gig and you break a string or one is just way out of tune, you can't get it with the fine tuners, and you can't find your Allen key. Yeah, it's a pain, trust me. Anyway, so this is a nice little touch here. Thanks, Kramer. Pretty authentic, too, to the way that these were back in the 80s. A lot of these came with the keys on the back of the headstock. I really dig this. Nice little touch. All right, so let's talk about the neck. The neck is obviously the classic Kramer beak headstock, which I always get a kick out of because, I mean, the story of this was they used to use the Fender-style headstock and then got a cease and desist. I don't know if that was actually accurate or not, but the solution that the old Kramer employees had was, okay, we'll get out the bandsaw, we'll just cut the ball off, and in doing so made one of the most iconic headstock designs ever. So go Kramer. Yeah, obviously maple neck, it's nice. I really enjoy the feel of this one. It's 22 frets. The frets themselves are not stainless steel. These are just your regular style frets. Nothing special going on there. I mean, you're looking at a Fender style scale length, which is nice. Most of my guitars are like this, so I feel right at home playing it. Now, the funny thing is about this, now I got crap for this in another video I made on my Pacer Tiger, was I said that the neck was the same on this as on my Pacer Tiger. And what I was referring to was the way it feels like in my hand. A lot of you guys are pretty quick, and you notice that this, of course, is a satin finish, which a lot of people prefer. And my Pacer Tiger is a gloss finish. I don't know if you can see that here. This one's a nice gloss finish. This one's satin. But the profile is indeed the same. Kramer calls this the thin taper elliptical profile, and to my hands, they feel pretty much identical. Obviously, one's gonna, like the gloss is gonna grab a little bit more on your hands just by the nature of the paint. Whereas the satin, you'll slide a little bit. That might be a concern to you as a player. It might not. I personally don't really care. It doesn't make me slower or faster one way or another, so there's that. One thing that is different, though, about these necks, as much as they feel more or less the same, is the actual radius is different. And I do some digging. I'm not sure if these stats are accurate because, of course, these are now discontinued. So yeah, this one is 9.5, kind of more like a vintage Fender style. And that one is 14-inch radius, which is more of a shred style flat. Honestly, it doesn't feel like a 14. It doesn't feel that flat on the Pacer, but that's what the specs say. So there you go. All right, let's look at some tones. I'll leave some more kind of in a rocky band context stuff at the end of this, but just for general information, here's an E chord played cleanly. I should probably specify this is on the bridge pickup. So that's what that sounds like. As you can hear, these pickups really want to go. Middle. Middle's kind of nice, actually. A little bit more chime to it. And then the neck. Pretty boomy in the neck, as you can hear. But again, I mean, it's fine. You're probably not going to be playing this cleanly, though, right? You're probably going to do this more in a rock context. So why don't we take a look at that? So here you go. All right, there you go. There it is, the review on the Kramer Satchel Pacer Purple Leopard guitar. Yeah, I really like this guitar. Fit and finish and playability on this is excellent. I mean, it sounds great with the Seymour Duncans in pretty much any position you put it in. I can't really find anything wrong with it, which is great because I have no intentions of getting rid of this. But yeah, it's a great guitar. If you can get your hands on one, go for it. They're getting pretty rare because, of course, Kramer stopped making these when Satchel switched his endorsement deal over to Charvel. So these are indeed getting quite tricky to find. I'm pretty lucky to have this one in this really sweet purple finish. But the other finish is nice too, that yellow leopard as well. But yeah, that's it. That's a guitar. That's my quick review on it. I really like it. I'm going to keep it, so please don't ask me if I'm selling it. I'm not. And yeah, I'll just leave you with that. Great guitar. If you can find one, I recommend playing it. But until next time, just keep on treading. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.